Good morning. I had like 20 dreams last night. I dreamt and then I woke up and I went back to sleep and then I dreamt again and woke up and went back to sleep and I'm like solving all the world's problems in my dreams. And I got cold at like 2 in the morning. It was kind of cold. Oh, so you're probably asking if it's cold out, why am I wearing a tank top? Well, a nice little trick for you is that if you're less dressed in your sleeping bag, you're warmer. Of course, right now the sun's out, so I can feel some warmth. But yeah, that's a little trick. If you end up wearing a lot of layers and you're in your sleeping bag, the sleeping bag doesn't work as well. But if you have your skin touching the all the feathers and stuff, you get warmer. So there you go. There's a TAM tip for the day. Hold on, I'm getting dressed. The sun feels good. It's not cold. Not that cold. It's like in the 40s. I'll take 40s. That would be my guess. Like, I don't think my water froze. Oh, you're on my water. I don't think my water froze. So that's good. I guess it doesn't feel like it would. I haven't checked it. Welcome to Spirit Forest. Yes. We are backpacking in the Colorado mountains. I don't remember what wilderness area I'm in. Doesn't really matter as long as I'm outside. I'm thirsty and you're... Did you hear that? That's a woodpecker. He started right after the bird. So I thought I would talk a little bit about our inner voice. It's going to be a different kind of video, and I'll give you kind of an overview right now, but I really want to articulate this better. So I think I might do some voiceover because I got some things that I want to write down that I was thinking of. Because remember I said I woke up at 2 in the morning? Well, I woke up at 2 in the morning, my brain was just going, and that's that inner voice, which is also considered your ego. My ego was talking to me, and I needed to address some things that are on my mind, and that is one of the reasons why I'm actually out here right now too. So I've been reading up on this he's a psychologist. His name is Carl Jung, I think I'll put it below so you know his name. So just so you know, this is not coming from me. This is something I was reading up on and kind of agree with what he was saying. And we have this inner voice that puts things on repeat. And that is something that I do. That I'll hear something or something will happen in my life and then that's negative, and I just put it on repeat in my head, like, you're not good enough, you can't do this, this is not right, like, you have bad luck, like, I don't know, I'm not articulating this right, and it's morning, but I will talk a little bit more about it in the video. But I recently had somebody in my life say some pretty mean things to me, and it affected me. And I have it in my head on repeat constantly. I would say it's on repeat within every 2 hours. I'm repeating the things that this person told me. Some of the stuff is probably true. I think the majority of it is probably not. But it's still on repeat in my head. And what Carol Young is talking about is that our ego, which is that inner voice that we have, puts things on repeat so you continue to suffer. It like wants you to suffer. And so it will just keep putting it on repeat to the point where like you will suffer the rest of your life. And I have suffered in my life, trust me. Like, there has been many times in my life. I mean, I've gone through a divorce. I have lost my dad. I have been abandoned by my family. That's a longer story, but that's what it felt like. There's been a lot of things in my life that I feel that I have suffered from and I've overcome. It's a lot of them. And for me to overcome some of this is to be out here in nature and be with my own thoughts and feel the feelings that I'm feeling and just let them out is what I need to do. So I was thinking that I would tell you guys, because it's something that I'm going through right now, and I would tell you how it is that I do it. Because I think we all have those moments or those times where we're doubting ourselves. And I'm not saying that my ego is saying that, oh my gosh, you can't climb K2 or go to Everest. And, it's not that, because probably I can't climb that. Let's just be honest. But it's those other things that it's saying that you're not worth it. You have bad luck. You should give up. Those kind of things are on repeat constantly. And I think some of you might be going through some of the same stuff. And you wake up in the middle of the night and you just can't get your brain to stop. And last night was one of those. And so I thought that maybe that's what I talk about today. So we're going to go for a hike today, and this will be our trail talk, but I want to articulate this right, and I want to make sure that I have the right quotes from the psychologist that I was reading from, and you guys can maybe help yourselves too. So, this is where I start to heal. I came out here because I needed space from the noise, from the pressure, from the distractions of everyday life. Not to escape my thoughts, but to finally hear them, to sit with them, to understand them. Sometimes life feels like a constant buzz of voices, expectations, and deadlines, it's hard to find a quiet place inside yourself. That's why being here, surrounded by the stillness of the wild, feels like permission. Permission to just be. My friend said some things that really hurt me, and even though they apologized and even said they didn't mean it, those words have been stuck in my head, replaying on a loop. I know they're not true, but they still echo over and over again. Words have power, don't they? Even when you don't brush them off, they cling to you. They weave into your thoughts, twisting and pulling at your heart in ways you didn't expect. I started to realize it wasn't just the words that were hurting me, it was what I was doing with them. I was resisting them. Not just the words, but my reaction to them. I kept thinking, this shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't feel this way. I should be over it by now. That resistance is like holding onto a rope that's pulling you under. The harder you pull, the deeper you sink. I've learned that sometimes the best thing is to loosen your grip. That's what resistance is. It's that mental tug-of-war with reality, wishing something didn't happen, wishing you weren't affected, wishing you could just fast forward through the pain, but that inner fight is what makes it hurt so much. I want to share something I read recently. It said suffering doesn't come from the event itself, but from resisting what is. That's what stopped me cold. Because here I was, fighting something that had already happened, fighting feelings that were real, and in the process, making myself suffer even twice as much. That's why reading this has really stuck with me. It reminded me that suffering doesn't come from the event, it comes from the resisting what is. And that's what I've been doing. So I came out here to stop the fight, to accept the words that were said. And no, they hurt, yes, I was hurt. That they stuck with me, but also to choose what happens next. Being in nature, for me, gives me this, and being in that space to feel everything without judgment, without pressure, to just get over it, just presence. And slowly it's working. I started feeling lighter. I started to find myself smiling again and thinking about the future and not replaying what is in the past. Healing doesn't pretend you're fine. It's giving yourself permission to feel what's real and then gently moving forward, not for anybody else, but for yourself. And that's what I'm doing out here. I'm not running away. I'm reconnecting. I'm reminding myself who I am. If you're going through something too, maybe you don't need to fix it right away. Maybe you just need space to feel. And when you do, healing has room to begin. Sometimes healing feels slow, like a seed buried beneath the earth, waiting for the right moment to sprout. And when it does, it might be gentle at first, but it grows stronger every day. I'm learning to be patient with myself, to listen to my own heart without rushing it, because healing and I mean real healing, isn't a destination. It's a journey, one step at a time, and one breath at a time. Maybe out here in the wild, surrounded by the trees and the sky and nature, and even the woodpecker that woke me up in the morning, I'm reminded that life keeps moving. Seasons change, wounds close, and new growth begins. So for anyone, if you're still listening, and if you're hurt, if you're tired, and if you're feeling lost, know you're not alone. And sometimes the greatest gift you can give yourself is this space just to simply be.
I've got 5.
Yeah. I'll keep coming to the wild to find myself, to heal, and to grow. And I hope you find your own wild, wherever that might be. And I want to thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. It was a nice little trail talk, and I hope you join me on my next video. I'm going to leave you guys here at the river, pumping water. So, see you next time. Bye-bye.